Been a minute since I've been on live. Probably gonna wait till someone pop in. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I don't know how I'm gonna set this up. All right. I got a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. Definitely about building. Got my little new microphone, so that's kind of cool. Well, it's not new, but I got the cord to use the microphone. Go ahead before I begin, knowing what I want to do. Go like, comment, subscribe, do whatever. I want to talk about building a mentality, like a strong mentality. Let me see if I even have this set up right now. Let me see. So, what I said wasn't anyone that comes in, if you have any questions when I'm done explaining this, I will say it at the end or just answer your questions at the end. So, I wrote on Threads a little bit ago. I don't know when I said this, but I said recently been studying martial arts philosophy. I feel it's not talked about enough in modern day, or at least see any new updated theories that has been brought forth. I'm so interested in doing a deep dive in these and eventually creating my own. I been studying I haven't really I didn't even prepare. I just jumped on cuz I keep I keep trying to I keep trying to tell myself, okay, I'll go on live when I'm ready, but it's just like you're never gonna be ready. That's the funny part. You're never gonna be ready. You're never gonna be ready. So just hop on. But I've been studying like Zen. Um, I've been seeing some samurai philosophies, and all this stuff is like to me really archaic. You get what I'm saying? Like no samurai philosophy is gonna like teach you about modern day sports performance because a lot of these martial arts were built for killing, and I do think while that's what modern day martial arts is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about being able to have self defense. There's nothing talking about sports performance. There's nothing talking about. There's just so much stuff missing in today's. I think there was a couple of books some people asked me to talk about or read, not talk about, but I am not interested. Not interested yet, at least. I just don't have time. But let me talk about what this philosophy that I've been building up lately. And well, hold on. I see it's a couple people in here. Can you guys hear me? La Fama, can you hear me? Because I don't know like the sensitivity of this thing quite yet. So just trying to make sure. Hi, Brennan Mitchell. Hi. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm sorry. Like I this is just like not. I'm not even prepared at all. So okay. So mentality. That's something I wanted to talk about. I've been building up my own mentality. If you look at my name, it says Smitty'Wit, martial artist. So in my actual name, Smitty'Wit, it's a meaning in my name. Smitty is the origin, wit is the personality. So I'm really big on, I used to be a writer. I still am a writer, but I read a lot of poetry, just all types of stuff. So I'm really big on meanings inside of what I'm talking about. So Smitty is the personality, Wit is the origin. So if you notice, it says Smitty'Wit martial artist. So martial artist, like bridging two theories together. So I have realized that in today's society, and mainly my people that follow me are men, there is nothing that is really in modern day society teaching men how to be men. And I'm not like this all knowing guru. I promise you, whether it's today in the past, there is probably some things that I've done that would make people question. If you follow me on Instagram, you might be scrolling sometimes. I might say or respond or say things that you don't agree with. So I'm definitely, don't ever think I'm coming into this saying, oh, I'm this guru type of guy. But I just feel like there's nothing that's teaching young men how to be men. And one thing that I felt like that was the closest to this, by the way, if you guys just walked in, please like the video. The closest thing that I've seen was the red pill community. Now, hold on, I know some people's gonna roll their eyes or whatever, but like at the start of the red pill community, I was really intrigued by like how it was showing the inner dynamics of relationships, and it was showing like how certain like how women were thinking towards men and yada yada yada. But then what has happened is it turned into this whole man versus woman debate. And what I really wanted the red pill to go into was certain ways that how men, because they always talk about, oh, build value, build value. Okay, how do you build value? No one's talking about this. How do you like you have these young men who are finding out that you have to be the high value man, the high percentage man. So how do you become that? You get what I'm saying? Like how do you do that? So I have been studying of how to basically teach people and give people the mindset of how to do it. And today I'm gonna try to give you guys what I've figured out thus far, like my mentality, what's been helping me become more and more famous, helping me get rich, helping me build my value. I think a lot of young men need to hear this. And maybe there's women who they follow me too and they probably need to, maybe they need a model or something or whatever. But one thing that I've realized is you hear young people usually say, "Hey, go to the gym." Like after every big breakup, they like, "Hey, go to the gym, go to the gym, get big muscles." And I think that's a start. One thing that I have remember martial artists, like martial to me, like this is the side that I've been focused on, the philosophy, and then I'll get to the artists later on. But right now we're talking about the martial side, which is the manufacturing, the discipline, the focus. One thing that I've been realizing is the drive. This I call it the hustler mentality. You know, as a black man, I'm definitely bringing my culture into this philosophy. But the hustler mentality, I believe that as a young man or someone who's career driven, so this can work for women as well. You have to develop the hustler's mentality, meaning you have to, I would say, to build value in yourself, you need to develop a purpose. You get what I'm saying? Like I think you need to submit yourself to your purpose before you try to get a woman or you before you try to get amass a bunch of followers. You need to develop a purpose. You understand? So the number one rule so far that I've read and figured out is never mind your starting time. This is the number one rule of this hustler mentality. It's almost kind of like a 48 laws of power, But the number one rule is never mind your starting time, because a lot of people will look up and they're thinking in their mind like, oh, I wish I was young to be, I don't know, to get into jiu-jitsu, for example. Some people want to join jiu-jitsu, but they feel they're too old. They're like, what age should I be to start jiu-jitsu? Or some people want to do this, but they feel like they're too old. Never mind your starting time. It doesn't matter, if you start now, it's the best time. Now is the best time. Don't wait. If you want to go to the gym or you want to get into martial arts, don't be like, oh, I want to wait until I get fit. I hate when people say that. By the way, I want to wait until I get fit. It's just like, no, start now, because if you start now, you're gonna like look later on in the future and you're gonna be so happy that you started. So start now. Never mind your starting time. This is I would say, law number one of this hustler mentality. Now, before I continue, what is a hustler? Because some people can get it confused. What is a hustler? To me personally, my definition, Smitty's definition, is a hustler means the ability to go get. Okay, I know, in some connotations, hustler is person who slangs drugs, or whatever. But Smitty's version of a hustler, the definition is the ability to go get. Okay, so what does that mean? Like a magician. Okay, my brain is starting to work. Like a magician who can conjure magic, right? A hustler is a man or a woman who can conjure confidence. Okay. So confidence is the magic of a hustler. You have to develop your confidence. That's why I say never mind your starting time, because if it takes confidence to say, you know what, yeah, I'm starting late, but man, forget all that. I'm gonna just jump in it anyway. That's me. Like I will start something brand new. I'm like, Like I've been showing people like my striking, and people are like, "Oh, you suck at striking," or "Oh, you're this, you're that." I'm like, I don't give a damn. I'm in it. You see what I'm saying? Like I would rather be in it now than, I don't know, waiting 2 years from now and then I hop in and I'm gonna be like, damn, I wish I would have hopped in. So never mind your starting time. It takes confidence. If you want to be a hustler, Smitty's version of a hustler, okay, you're basically manipulating confidence, and you need to understand, what are you hustling for? The ability to go get. What are you getting? Where are you going to go get? Everyone has a purpose. You need to understand your purpose. There's something that, whether you believe in God, whether you believe in universe, whether you believe in circumstance, either way, we all exist. You understand what I'm saying? And there's something that you are good at. You understand? And that is your purpose. You can create your own purpose, or maybe it was predestined for a purpose. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. There's something that you're good at, and you need to submit yourself to that purpose before you try to make a woman submit to you, or you try to make a mass of followers, guide a family. You get what I'm saying? I believe this right here is the number one thing. When people say go to the gym, right? That's helpful. You get what I'm saying? Like you need big muscles. You understand what I'm saying? But that's just a part of it. You need to have a mindset. Like I feel like there's two versions. So you have hustler and then you have finesse. These are the two things, the two guiding philosophies that I'm building up right now. Hustler and finesse. So for hustler, the ability to go get, and finesser is the ability to make a difficult situation easy. So if you guys go watch, for example, like my jiu-jitsu, I think like that's the best version. When people watch my jiu-jitsu, they're really impressed. They're like, "Oh, you have like I make it look easy to the point like you guys think some of my training partners are all white belts." And it's like, no, these guys give me problems every day. It's just that I come in with the idea of how do I make this easier for myself. So I'm not going to confuse you guys. We're talking about hustler and we're talking about finesse. A finesser is two overarching philosophies that that you have to build up for yourself. But we're talking about hustler. But just understand that you can hustle. There's a reason why I brought up the finesse part. I want you guys to understand that you can hustle all day, but if you how do I say this? The best way I can say this is there's a lot of martial artists that hate me. They hate my guts because they look at me and they're like, I know I'm better than Smitty. I'm way better than him. Why is it that I'm not more famous than him? It's because you don't have finesse. You get what I'm saying? You don't know how to promote yourself and give and show out your personality. Yes, you are working harder than me. Yes, you probably have more accolades than me, but you're not making a difficult situation easy, which is me posting out and showing everybody the best version of myself, because I feel like that's my purpose. You understand? I feel like my purpose on this earth is to inspire people. And I feel like I've always been an entertainer. I love when I'm under pressure. It makes me work better. And I love making people like, I don't know. I like being in the spotlight, but I just love entertaining people. So that's my purpose. I've submitted myself to my purpose and I'm getting more and more followers. So you need to figure out your purpose as well. And once you understand it, your purpose should be a mammoth. You get what I'm saying? Like it's gonna take a while, and that's why I say you need to become a finesser, a mental finesser, to make this difficult situation easier to get to your purpose. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel that this is just the start. You can work hard all day, but you might not get to what you're trying to get to. So you have to develop a finesse, a strategy, some tactics, some wit. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel that a lot of men need to hear this, because man, you wake up every day and it's just like, what am I living for? I might talk about suicide one of these days. Hopefully that saying that doesn't get me flagged, but yeah, like for me, speaking briefly for suicide, I remember like a few years ago I spoke about suicide, and you know, because I actually was gonna commit suicide at one point, But and my version is different than other people. It's because I felt like I wasn't doing enough in life. So, but once I understood my purpose, here I am. You get what I'm saying? So, I beat myself up a lot if I'm not working hard. So my version, but people make suicide about themselves. That's why I don't talk about it. But since we're here on live, I will talk about some of that stuff briefly with you guys. So that right there is just to start. I want you guys, whoever is trying to figure out something in life, you need to find your purpose. That's what I'm telling you. You need to find your purpose. If you can't find your purpose, you need to prepare yourself to be in the position of your purpose. Okay, so this is why young men say go to the gym. That's like one of the biggest things that you have to do. You understand? Like you want to get fit first, but that to me, just going to the gym is not your purpose. But if you're lost and you don't know what to do, okay, go to the gym, get fit, clean your room, stuff like that. But you need to find your purpose, develop this hustler mentality, the ability to go get, and then once you keep developing the hustle mentality, then you'll be able to finesse that situation. And last thing before I change and pivot, I want to talk about confidence. I believe I've talked about confidence multiple times. I said if a magician manipulates magic, a hustler manipulates confidence. I need you to understand very, very clearly, you're not always going to be confident. Confidence is something just like it's a muscle, okay? You're never going to fully be confident. You might be confident one day and then you come in the next day and you're unconfident, So you have to understand that you can't just, like, you can't go to the gym, right, and lift some heavy weight and then think like you can go sit down somewhere and you're going to come back like months later and lift that same heavy weight. You get what I'm saying? Confidence is the same thing. You have to build up your confidence. You have to maintain your confidence. All right. So I'm just letting you guys know that. I know some people's going to be like, they probably would have heard that and they're like, I'm not confident. You have to build it up. You have to put yourself out there. So that right there is my message of the day. I like giving messages before I read the comment section. So if you guys have any comments, go ahead, comment away. Please like the video so I know, some people are listening to my rants or whatever. I don't think this is a rant. I think, I'm just trying to help people out, I have my little phone right here trying to see any notes that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about, let me look right here while you guys comment away. That was a little powerful introduction. I want to talk about MMA too. Let me see if I have. I actually have some notes. I actually have notes. All right, let's talk about this right here. Let's talk about some MMA stuff right quick because I think it deals with wrestling, but I'm gonna read it. So let me just read it. Let me get to the point. I said I keep seeing on MMA YouTube this whole thing about wrestling grapplers are taking over again. And YouTubers saying the UFC MMA meta has changed and now strikers are obsolete. I disagree. I still believe a solid kickboxer conditioned for good takedown defense beats wrestling heavy grapplers. It just takes work and it's exhausting as hell to train for. People don't understand anti-grappling is hard to stay consistently good at. Okay, so it was when Sean O'Malley lost to Merab Dvalishvili. It's when he lost to him. All of a sudden, I just seen it went MMA YouTube, and I'm not gonna call out these YouTubers. They were sitting back talking about they were like, oh, striking. If you just type it up, striking is the new meta in UFC, and everyone was talking about it. Strikers is a new thing, kickboxers is a new thing. And then you look up and Merab Dvalishvili like manhandled Sean O'Malley. And then now all of a sudden it's like, oh, wrestling is back or wrestling's never. It's so dumb to me. I think what I've learned watching MMA is that there are certain truths that stays intact, right? So if you have, for example, if you have a two grapplers, for example, two really high level grapplers, and they're about to come fight, I've learned that they end up striking. You get some of the best striking moments in a fight in a MMA UFC fight, right? because I think the strikers are both scared of falling in a bad position with the other grappler. That I said strikers. The grapplers get scared to fall in a bad position with the other grappler. They just stand and bang. If you see two solid like grapplers, you're gonna expect to stand and bang. What else? There's like certain tenets I've learned, and one thing that I've realized is I truly, truly, truly believe that kickboxing stands above, like, now, not stands above wrestling, but I do believe that it is definitely the answer for these wrestlers. It's just the problem is that wrestlers are really hard to deal with. They're like gritty, they're Jesus, like I think wrestling still is a good base. I think, is it the best base? It probably is, but this goes into me saying the infamous wrestling is overrated. I'm about to talk about this today. I always say wrestling is overrated. I do think wrestling is a good base for mixed martial arts, but there's something I do not like about wrestling, and wrestling promotes stalling. Wrestling is why right now the UFC and MMA, or I'll just say specifically speaking for the UFC, why it's so boring to watch right now. It's been so many people saying, oh, the UFC is boring. It's because we have an influx of grapplers, specifically wrestlers, coming in, and these dudes are laying and praying and they're not finishing these fights. That's the problem. Wrestling to me is overrated because wrestling does not, it promotes stalling. Wrestling doesn't have finishes in its art. Now, when I say overrated, does that mean I'm diminishing wrestling and saying it sucks? No. And that's when people hear overrated, they think I'm saying it sucks. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that its value of what people look at it to be is just overestimated to me, because some people would be like, "Oh, I would rather be a wrestler than a jiu-jitsu guy." And I'm just looking like, "Well, wrestlers have to learn jiu-jitsu to beat jiu-jitsu. That's just the thing. Like, if I see a put me against a wrestler who's never done jiu-jitsu before, I will stand up and let him take me down and guillotine him or throw a triangle on him. If he's not aware, you know. So wrestlers have to learn jiu-jitsu, and it beats jiu-jitsu, right? So this is why I believe kickboxers have to learn anti-wrestling takedowns to beat the wrestler. This is, to me, how it works. So I think wrestling doesn't have, it also doesn't have any finishing moves. Like, okay, so let's dial it back of why I believe this is so overrated. If you watch actual wrestling, this is from me, a jiu-jitsu guy, from what I've seen over time of just consistently watching. Like, I'm a student of the game, or at least I like to imagine myself to be a student of the game. I've watched wrestling enough, and what is the end result of wrestling? It's the pin system. Wrestlers want to get to the pins, right? They want to get them on their back and they want to keep them there and get their points. That's the end of wrestling, okay? When you look at kickboxers or boxing, what is the end result? I mean, you could get some points and get a decision, but the main attraction for it is the knockout. For jiu-jitsu, you can win by points as well, but the main attraction is the submission, okay? So for wrestlers, when they go against any of these martial arts, it's really easy for them because, you know, wrestling, in my opinion, I think the training for wrestling, that's not overrated. But these guys are really, like, really gritty. So wrestlers will take these guys down, and most guys, jiu-jitsu guys, who else? Strikers, they will gladly, not gladly, but they fall on their back. So once they get on their back, you have gotten to the end results of where wrestling usually ends at. So now the wrestlers sitting back and they're like, oh, well, I got where I needed to go. So what do these wrestlers do? They just hold them there. That's what they're trained to do. This is why we see these wrestlers stall so much. I think wrestling promotes stalling. That's why, to me, it's so overrated. Everybody overholds wrestling, to, you know, but I'm. I think you guys get the point. But I think wrestling's overrated, and I don't think that I think it's still a good base. I think if you have a child, if I had a child, would I put them in wrestling? I wouldn't. I know that sounds crazy. I'd put my kid in jiu-jitsu very early, and I would probably put them in some type of taekwondo. And and once they get their black belt, because it's easy to get black belts in taekwondo, I transfer them to Muay Thai. If I do have a good Muay Thai gym, I would probably put them in that early. But I would want my kid to do some type of taekwondo, maybe even gymnastics, something that. But I think taekwondo, me personally, taekwondo. But yeah, but I think wrestling is good, but it's not to me the end all be all like people think it is. All right, so someone said wrestling is best in MMA. It goes hand in hand with ground and pound. Remember Lesnar, Velasquez, they utilized wrestling to shut down jiu-jitsu and win the fight. My problem with but you like that's what I'm saying. Like he said wrestling is the best in MMA. It it is the best, but it's the cheesiest. How do I? There's like if you play a fighting game, right? There'll be certain characters. I don't know how old you guys are, but like if you study, you don't. Well, I don't think age matters, but like Street Fighter, when Akuma first came out, right? I actually. I don't know why I like little boy to everybody. I actually found this in a video game essay. But when Akuma first came out, right? Akuma was like really cheesy, like to use. Like he had all these like infinite ways of fighting and stuff like that. So they had to take Akuma out of, competition because if someone picked Akuma, it's an instant win, right? It's just boring to watch. So yes, wrestling is the best, but I mean, if we keep saying like, yeah, it's the best, no one who's gonna want to watch this stuff. Like I'm telling you, like who wants to watch someone trapped on a cage and the guy that's on top who's dominating, he doesn't know how to finish the fight, but just do rabbit punches. That's why I say I think we need to keep telling people kickboxers is the way to go. I mean, to me, it is the way to go, but it's just hard to develop like anti wrestling skills. You need to work for it. Like I don't know if you guys could see this mark right here. Like this came from like preparing against wrestlers and stuff like that. Like it's dirty. Trying to prepare against wrestlers is a dirty experience. What else we got? So I'll move on from that. Actually, let me read some comments right quick before I continue on. So we said, yes, yes, sound good. Thank you for letting me know that the quality sounds good. You're an Israelite. I I'm a nigga. Nah, I don't like. I'm an African American dude. I know some people say black people are the real Jews or whatever. Just keep me out of that. I've been studying African American history, and maybe we are the real Israelites. I don't know. I don't want to. The whole Palestine, all that. I don't want to deal with that. That has no connection with me. But maybe we are. Maybe we were not. But I am an African American, and if we want to go over African American history that I've been studying heavily, that I take a lot of pride in, I don't mind talking about that. But maybe I am an Israelite or the real Jew or whatever it is, but maybe I sound ignorant because I don't even know where that's at. But I am a black African American, and I take deep pride in that. So, someone say you're straight hard, John Wick, giving you thank you, appreciate it, appreciate you, Thomas Cole Jr. Someone Ghost of Yoshimitsu, he said, "Thank you very much for this conversation. Yes, yes, yes. That beginning was some good stuff." Someone says, "Smith, you're the truth. Love your grappling game and improvement." Oh my gosh, we're gonna talk about some Muay Thai and Jiu Jitsu really soon. I have been having a blast doing Muay Thai. Oh, it's so fun, so fun. How to improve shins to deliver strong kicks? I could quickly answer that. Actually, the what I've learned for kicking is it was when I was at Sweet Science, like a couple of years ago. We had this little thing that we were doing where they had these new hard, like these bags were like so hard, you had to kick them in. But I remember we practiced like 100 kicks, like at the end of class. We just did 100 kicks, did 100 side kicks. Like we was just doing like just kicks after kicks. I think practicing kicks on the bag definitely improves your kicks. So you have like, I mean, isn't that obvious? Like just kick more. What else? What else? Someone said, "What's up? What's good, Andy? Long time no see." And let me see what else. For real, black bros. He said, "For real, bro. Blacks are the real Hebrews." Maybe, I don't know, but I can't. I can't verify that, and I won't. I won't. What am I trying to say? I won't die for something I don't have enough information on. Like, I won't die on that hill. Wrestlers beat the kickboxers 95 out of 100 fights. I don't believe that. Wrestling wrestlers don't, because then we wouldn't have had like Israel Adesanya. We wouldn't have had. I mean, even you want to know something? This is a hot take. This is a hot take. It's the cage. It's the cage. It's the damn cage. I would love to see UFC try out, but this is never gonna happen. But if you guys look up Jiu-Jitsu CGI, okay, CGI, where now Jiu-Jitsu, there's this thing in Jiu-Jitsu where they have this little pit, right? They took it from the Karate Combat, okay? I would like to see if the majority of these wrestlers would be effective if you took away that cage. I don't think wrestling is as effective as you guys think it is, because I've seen wrestlers struggle with keeping people on the ground when the cage is not present. So I'm willing to bet wrestling. It's not wrestling is what's dominant. It's the fact that these guys have learned how to utilize that cage. Because the best example is Habib Nurmagomedov, right? Habib Nurmagomedov is one of the goats, I would say, when it comes to wrestling, right? And Conor McGregor actually defended a takedown, but where was Conor when he achieved that defense? He was right in the middle of the cage, and I think that is the answer to wrestling heavy dudes. You have to stay like away from the cage. I think Dustin Poirier tried that against Islam Makhachev, but Islam Makhachev was able to kind of outstrike Dustin Poirier. So if you're gonna go against a guy that's a really, really like a wrestling heavy guy, you need to stay away from that cage. Lateral movement. You need to move in circles. This is just my theory on it, but that cage. Do your research, brother. Okay, I don't want to talk about the Israelite. He said, then go look up the information. No, you presented it to me, so you give it to me. You can't like hold on. You can't come and try to save someone and then you force them to go look up the information. You present the information. That's how Jesus came around. He said, "Hey, God is real." In the book, they say, "Hey, God is real," and then they was like, "No, it's not." And then what did he do? He started showing miracles. They had to go around throwing flyers of miracles out. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about some jujitsu. Let me see if I have this. Ooh, we're gonna talk about Muay Thai. Ooh, okay, this one's good. I can't believe I actually made notes. I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. Ooh, we're gonna talk about some self defense stuff too. So let's start off with jujitsu. I don't know how long this is gonna go, but I said I've been studying jiu-jitsu and realized there's three undeniable skill sets one spends a lifetime to master. You have guard play, guard passing, and wrestling. Guard passing is the forgotten middle child in this sport. Everyone else wants to wrestle or they want to attack off their back. I see there's an art to being a good guard passer. I relate guard passing to being a cerebral mathematician. It's interesting to me. Also, for improved grappling, striking is underrated, but that's a cool topic for another day. The biggest thing that I've been working on lately is um, the biggest thing that I've been working on is guard passing. That to me has been one of my I can't wait when I compete again. I really want to display it because I'm now a purple belt, and I know that one thing that I've learned. So okay, let's talk about some jujitsu. If you're a white belt, okay, I think the best thing that you need to work on right now is submission proficiency. Pick a submission that you like, and there's a bunch of variations around that submission. Okay, there's 6 families. I always say this. I always say this. One day I'm gonna make a subscription based, because I now I can do subscriptions where I break down jujitsu chronologically. But there's 6 families of submissions. You have the back, rear naked choke. You have leg locks. You have the armbar. You have guillotines, triangle chokes, kimuras. Okay, so pick one that you like and start studying the variations around it and stay with that. Once you get good at it, find an opposite version of it. So, for example, let's say you want to be a good leg locker, right? Okay. If you get really good at leg locks, then start developing guillotines, because when you're going for someone's leg, what do they have to do to defend against you? They lean forward. If you look at, I just posted a video, someone was attacking me with leg locks. So if you, I think there's probably like I don't know, maybe a Venn diagram I could create or something where it shows something connects to something. But this guy was attacking my legs, choked him out with a arm triangle as a counter. So if you're a white belt, find a submission you like and find a counter. So if you're going for guillotines and the guillotine fails because they're putting their head back, okay, what do you have? Leg locks, okay? If you're going for a kimura and someone is trying to pull their arm away or they have to lean forward, what do you have? Triangle chokes, or you have arm bars. So that's what white belts need to do. If you're a blue belt, one thing I think white belt and blue belt, the same thing, because it could take you from white belt to blue belt to get really good at a particular submission. But one thing that I wish that I did when I was a blue belt was I wish I studied positional jiu-jitsu a lot more. Because when I mastered, I won't say mastered, but when I got really good at triangle chokes, I ran through the competition scene like with just doing triangle chokes and leg locks. And once I started practicing MMA, I started realizing that my positional jiu-jitsu skills wasn't that good. And then once I started finally trying to, study positional jiu-jitsu, I became a purple belt. And I was like, oh, okay. So guard passing is actually a part of positional jiu-jitsu. But, and then once you get to now purple belt. So guard passing, I feel like people shit on jujitsu a lot, but jujitsu is very underrated. This is why I said if I had a child, I would put them in jujitsu versus putting them in, let's say, like wrestling or something, because I would really like, if you actually really 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 study the art of jujitsu, it's a complete martial art, because it has, like, what makes jiu-jitsu unique versus all other martial arts is the guard. So every martial art has something that is different. Okay, so you have, like, karate is good for distance control, right? You have Muay Thai, the art of 8 limbs. Everything is about power. Boxing is just upper body, hands, a little bit of footwork. It's not just upper body. You have wrestling. You want to get to the pins. What does jiu-jitsu have? Or Wing Chun, good for trapping. What does jiu-jitsu have? Jiu-jitsu has the guard, and we emphasize submissions. There is no martial art, I think I think sambo, catch wrestling too, but really, like, no martial art like jiu-jitsu that allows everybody's style to come in, and it just creates something unique based on the practitioner. Okay, so this is why I find jiu-jitsu such a great martial art. But where was I going with that? Jiu-jitsu. Why would I would let my kid do jiu-jitsu, guard guard passing. I think that's kind of it for jiu-jitsu on the jiu-jitsu topic. It probably come back to me. I hate when I do that. I hate when I do that. I go into tangents. And I'm like, what was I talking about? I'm not even high. That's the annoying part. But yeah, guard passing. Guard play, guard passing, wrestling. Oh, no, that's not it, but I'll say it anyway. Wrestling is like jiu-jitsu has its own version of wrestling. I know, like, some people, I was just like a few minutes ago talking bad about wrestling, but jiu-jitsu has its own version of wrestling, because what makes jiu-jitsu's wrestling different from like collegiate wrestling is that there's there's submissions into it. There was this video I posted where my last super fight in July. Like I walked up and this dude literally like we was about to start with the wrestling, and this guy literally jumps and does a flying armbar on me, and he almost got me. I was like, oh my god, I was so angry. He popped my arm and everything, and then I caught him later on in a darce. But that very arm that he popped, there was no strength in it, so I couldn't squeeze and choke him out. I was so angry. I was like, you so lucky. Oh, you so lucky. You so lucky. I wish I submitted him because that would have been I would have been posting that over and over again. But I won by via decision, and I do not promote decision or point win in jiu-jitsu, so that's why it's not posted. But the video of me escaping the armbar, that is posted because that was a dub to me. So yeah, jiu-jitsu has its own version of wrestling. And I think someone just said there's videos of, he said, but there's plenty of videos of Khabib taking people down without the cage. That's Khabib in practice. I'm talking about like actual fighting. And we'll never see that. But the cage is like a little cheese method, so just a juggle method. You get what I'm saying? And I would love to see what these uh bro takes seriously no boring fights. Bro, I do not like, even I do it. Oh my gosh. Even I do it. If I a lot of my matches that I win, if I win via decision, you will not see it posted. You won't see it posted. I don't believe in that stuff. Like it's ugh. Like bro, like no one comes. That's why I hate wrestling so much. I'm like bro, like no one wants to see you like hugging on someone. Like that's all you know how to do is hug on somebody. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, so can you also talk about guard retention? Yes, but that's what I wanted to talk about. So there's this thing that's going on around, and of course, it's more wrestling culture that it's been doing. Um, People are trying to force jujitsu players to wrestle. And my thing is, if what makes jujitsu unique is the guard play, okay? Being off of your back and being dangerous off of your back. That is what makes jiu-jitsu unique. So trying to force everybody to stand up with these guys who's been wrestling since they were babies is ridiculously dumb. And it kind of takes away the beauty of the art, which allows anyone to bring their own personality and style into it. So I have a suggestion based on what I've been practicing with. I believe after just talking about kickboxers and wrestlers that if you are a butt scooter, if you really want to keep butt scooting, you don't want to learn wrestling, of course you have to learn guard passing, but let's say you're a butt scooter. You need to go learn how to strike. You need to go learn how to strike because one thing that I have learned to be true is when I see a really good wrestler, I sit on my butt. I sit on my butt. I'm like, I'm not about to wrestle you, dog. Why would I wrestle you? Why would I do that? So you can slam me and re-dislocate my shoulder? Why would I do that? No, I'm going to sit on my butt. I'm going to leg lock you. Wrestlers are terrified of really good guard players. They're terrified of them. Like if you sit on your butt, they're like, oh my God. And then they try to bully you and they're like, oh, stand up, stand up. Why? Why do I need to stand up? Why? If you gonna come to a jiu-jitsu competition, come past my guard. You get what I'm saying? That's why I said guard passing is so underrated because either people want to wrestle or they want to sit back and butt scoot, okay? But if you're going to butt scoot, you need to learn how to strike. Why? Because if I was just talking about the kickboxers, right? And how they need to develop anti grappling skills. Imagine a person who has good striking skills, and if you take them down, they're dangerous off their back. This is something I've been working on. This is why you guys see me doing Muay Thai, because I want to come at somebody with no fear. Like I want to develop a reputation that if I'm off my back, I'm gonna submit you off my back. I Every time I'm on my back, this is why someone said, "Oh, I always see you on your back." I don't give a damn. You see me submitting off my back. I want people to be scared of me when I'm off of my back, right? But if I'm just good at that and I have no striking skills, to me, the butt scooting becomes a problem. Think about Kron Gracie, for example. He went to the UFC. Oh my God. He butt scooted across the octagon. Imagine if that man had good striking and he stood up. Like, okay, you know, I'm about to beat your ass, and if you take me down, thank you. I wanted you to take me down. I don't have to wrestle you. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna beat your ass, and if you take me down, I'm gonna submit you from off my back. To me, if you are going to be a butt scooter, if you want to just play guard, develop a solid striking game. That's what I wanted to talk about. And someone said, can I talk about guard retention? Guard retentions, for those who don't know, is you have guard play where someone's on their back. You have guard passing where someone is on, like trying to pass their guard, and then you have wrestling. So if you have two guys standing, they're wrestling, right? And then the moment someone sits on their butt, now it becomes guard player versus guard passer. So what is the guard? The guard is your legs. That's it. It's just your legs. Like look at your legs. That's the guard. So guard passing literally translates as leg passing. So when someone is trying to pass your legs, the process of stopping them from passing your legs is called guard retention. Okay? That is very, very that's not talked about actually. I'm glad you said that. I don't know what specifically you wanted me to talk about with guard retention, but that is not talked about. There's like four different types of guards. You have seated guard, which is the infamous butt scoot. You have supine guard, which is where you're flat on your back, which are these are open guards. Seated and supine guard are open guards. And then you have closed guard, the classic closed guard, and you have half guard. Okay. Oh, how do you develop it? Ooh, you need to develop flexibility in your hips. And you always want to, ooh, that's a good question. How do you develop good guard retention? You definitely need to keep your feet in front of your opponent because I've been studying guard passing. And one thing that I've been struggling with, because there's guys in my gym. I'm at 10th Planet. These guys are rubber guard, leg lockers. It's annoying, but it's just a treasure trove to have because these guys don't want to guard pass. So I'm just like, oh, okay, good. Now I get to practice my guard passing, and they get to practice on their guard retention. One thing as a guard passer that I have realized is it's the feet. Like if you have to, so when you're trying to pass their guard, you have to come forward with your hands and you have to control and get past the feet first. Then you have to get to the hips and then you have to beat the hips. Okay. So if you, I know, just visualize. If you're in front of me like this, right? That means that you have the best option to defend against me because your feet, I can see the bottom of your feet and it's pushing against me. Okay. So what I have to do, make sure I don't knock nothing over, is I have to get you to where you're turned like this. And then I can attack your hips. So if your feet is pointing this way, that way right there, then I could pass your guard. So if you're trying to develop good guard retention, first you need to learn how to do is keep your feet in front of your opponent, okay? And you need to develop hip flexibility. That's going to require a whole different video, probably like me literally breaking it down and stuff, but just this concept of keeping your feet on your opponent or in front of your opponent. They should be able to see the bottom of your dirty feet, okay? That right there, being able to swing your foot and take your foot and put on a part of their body and turning right back in front of them, okay? That's how you develop. That's a part of developing good guard retention. You also need to kind of there's of course footwork drills. There's technique drills. I would have to really actually show video demonstrations. I'm sorry, I can't. Maybe once I get more money and then I could pull up some have a computer or something and show you. But I would have to I need live examples to show you, but just that right there, if you keep your foot in front of the person, you cannot allow them to control your feet. That's another thing. You cannot allow them to control your feet. Your feet is one of your biggest defenses, and when they pass your feet, okay. So this this is your foot, right? Let's imagine this is your foot, and let's imagine this is your knee, right? The ball of your knee. So if they get past the sole of your foot, now you have your shin, okay? So that's like the second to last defense. Then you have your knee, okay? If they get past the knee, now they have beaten you. So if you can, even though someone's passed your foot and they've passed your shin, you can use your knee to push into them to retain things back, okay? And then you have, so that's your legs. And then you have your frames, which is your hands right here, your arms to push off of them. But just keep your feet and don't let them pass at least your knee. And that's like kind of like some basic concepts to talk about. And hopefully that kind of helps you just remember that. Be like, next time you go, think Smitty said, keep my foot in front of them. And I promise you, your guard retention will just boost up just right there. And yeah, that's a good one right there. How many years have you been training? I've been training for, I think it just hit 5 years. I think I just hit 5 years, August. And I am a purple belt now. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? I was gonna talk about Muay Thai, but I wanted to keep this stream an hour today. So I want to talk about this right here. I was on Threads and this girl said, and I really, really want to talk about this. I really, really want to talk about this right here. She said, a lot of men gotten real soft. Case in point, this past Friday, I was eating out for lunch. This drunk guy was acting up. He was asked to leave by management. The manager and staff, all female, the only other men sitting at the table did nothing, just sat there. Okay. I want to talk about this is like some self-defense I want to talk about. Tips for someone going into their second year of jiu-jitsu. We'll talk about that in a second. But I want to talk about like not being a hero and focusing and preparing your own. There was this thing that happened in I'm trying to figure out how do I tie this in. I just came into this, but I'm trying to figure out how to tie this all in. If you are a martial artist and you are out in the wild and you see a guy acting up and they are messing with a bunch of ladies, in my personal opinion, mind your damn business, okay? Mind your damn business. Do not get caught up trying to defend these women's honor, or even, I guess, I don't know why you would be defending a man's honor, but, don't defend strangers' honor. You need to protect yourself at all times, okay? And if you see people acting up and this person is not, okay, this is the best way I could really get into your head. Every single martial art death that I've ever heard was a martial artist. No. That's a lie. That's a lie. There's other deaths that I've especially recently that I've seen, but a lot of martial artists getting killed is because they were trying to help a stranger. I want you guys to hear that. A lot of martial artists that over the 5 years I've been doing martial arts, I think maybe 10 years. Has it been? I don't know. I started karate first. No, maybe it's been 7 years because I did karate first. But over my entire career of doing martial arts, I've seen people get killed trying to be a hero, okay? Or arguing with some stranger in the street. I want you guys to know right now, And I'm gonna say it right now so I could probably come back and if it ever happens. Smitty nice jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai guy. If I ever get into a street fight from this point on, from everything I've been training, I'm picking up a weapon. I'm picking up a weapon. I swear to you. I have collie sticks. I'm not gonna tell you where it's at, but I have collie sticks and like weapons on me at all times. If I ever get in a street fight, I'm pulling those out. I'm not arguing. I'm not fisticuffs. I'm not doing that. I'm in a street fight where I'm not getting paid and I'm fighting for free. I'm not doing that. And then people need to understand that I am a trained martial artist, and the person that scares me the most is the untrained person. Okay, so this story where this woman says like it was an all-female staff and this drunk guy was harassing everybody. Mind your damn business. Okay, I know grabbing a stick, you're damn right, you grab a stick. Don't fight fair in a street fight. Don't get pulled into, like, being a gentleman will get you killed. Okay, I want you to understand that. I really want you to understand that you need to mind your damn business. And speaking of another self-defense story, let me see. Someone said, due to the possibilities of a street fight, possible death, or permanent disfigurement, there is no taking it easy. It's a fight for the life. Exactly. Do not fight fair. That's all I gotta say. Don't fight fair. Mind your business. If someone comes messing with you, literally figure out how to make the fight unfair for them. That's my advice. Don't think like, oh, I am a super trained martial artist. Like, no, 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 no. Because they might have a gun on them, Like, at least if you go to heaven or judgment day and you speak to God, at least you could say, well, I went out fighting on my terms. That's just me. That's just me. And speaking of fighting on your own terms and protecting what's yours and minding your business of why everybody, in my opinion, should train. There was this situation that happened. Let me see. When did it says September 22nd is when I screenshot this, but this is why I believe everybody should train martial arts, not just you as a hobby. I think like your family, especially if you have a daughter, you should train like everyone should train martial arts. So in Oakland County, a 50-year-old man was charged, Friday, September 20th, by the Oakland County prosecutor. Now, I'm not going to read all this. I'm just going to basically explain to you what happened in football terms. Basically, a 50-year-old man went to his neighbor's house. He had an argument with his neighbor. So the 50-year-old man had an argument with a man, okay? So the 50-year-old man, either he shoots his neighbor or he somehow kills him, okay? I think he shoots him. And then he goes into the neighbor's house and he proceeds to sexually assault the mom and the daughter. Like full on penetration, all that. However horrific you want to think he did it, okay? And while the husband was sitting out bleeding and died, the husband died. The neighbor that was arguing with the 50-year-old man killed him. This is why I say don't fight for free. Don't fight fair. Like, when you see something's escalating, you slowly start figuring out a good exit. And you figure out, how do I make this situation easy for me? I don't care how, what's the word? What is the damn word? Where people try to, like a Captain America, a superhero, or no, a Superman, where you're trying to have a moral victory. Like, we're gonna fight like real men, fisted. No, 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 no. This man got killed by a 50-year-old man, and while bleeding out in his driveway, his daughter and his wife was raped. Yes. Like, what? Both of them? Like, what? So imagine you did all this training and you didn't force your family to train, and you get taken out. This is why I believe everybody, the whole family, should be training, or at least like your loved ones. I don't know. They everybody should be training. This happened September 20th, and it was just horrific when I heard it. I was like, wow. I was just shocked because I had never in my mind. One thing about self defense that I want to talk about is self defense. The heart of self defense to me is about awareness. And I want to bring up this real life story so we can all be aware. I think that's the heart of true self defense, being aware. I never in my a million years thought that I could train for years, become a black belt, maybe a UFC champion or something, just to get killed by a 50-year-old man in my driveway. And my family is not prepared for combat. And while I'm bleeding out, and I'm supposed to be taking my baby girl to school, she's in the back getting sexually assaulted by some 50-year-old man. That is crazy. So, you know, kudos, not kudos. That's morbid to say, but like, just hey, I wish them condolences, not kudos, but condolences to them. But golly, so that's my hour. Does anyone have any questions? Because I want to speak for an hour. I need to get myself back in this streaming game. Please, someone said guns are important. I believe so. I believe guns are very important. Let me see. I'm glad you guys have been commenting. Please we got some super chats or something. If you guys, this is perfect since I'm right here. If you guys want me to create an entire video on a specific topic that you have, where I sit down and just talk about something you want me to talk about, I have a little Cash App in my little bio. It says Smitty'Wit with 2 T's at the end, and you can just cha-ching, and then I'll make a whole video about it. I've seen the anime community been doing that, like anime creators. Like someone will like, hey, like I was thinking blah 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 blah, and I want you to make a video on this, and they've been doing it, and I've been seeing other people do it, so I'm gonna start doing it. Like that's if you want me to make a video. But someone said that guns are important. He said family should have a guard dog. I think you need to have everything possible. I think guns is important. I am not against guns. I'm not against, like when it comes to your safety, when it comes to self-defense, you do not fight fair. I swear to you guys, if it ever happens one day and I pop up in the news, Smitty'Wit beat a person with a stick, and people are like, well, but he's a trained martial artist. I want you guys to hear it now. I don't fight fair. I do not fight fair. I would rather be going to jail than something like that man happening to me, where I'm in the driveway bleeding while my family's getting sexually assaulted. That's just me personally. Someone said, what do you think is the best BJJ guard? I think it depends on the situation at hand, because you might be going against someone who is used to close guard, and you trained everything for close guard, and now he's shutting your stuff down. So you might have to switch guards up. I think you need to master all 4 of the guards: close guard, half guard, and the open guard. There's 2 open guards, but you need to master all that. How do I move like a martial artist? Jump rope. Jump rope. I know some people have been. Go look at my MMA, no, my Muay Thai videos, and you see like I've been developing like this little bouncy jumping style jump rope. I think jump rope is that. Will that video be shared with everyone else? Yes, Christopher. Would you? I mean, I assume like if you guys ask me a question, it should be shared. I don't know if you guys want me to put your name out there though. I don't know. Like if you send me like, hey, can you make a video about this? I've seen people like drop like $1, $5. Hey, I'm just saying, like I think it's a cool idea. I see all the creators doing this, so I'm like, all right, like it makes sense to me. But yeah, if you want, it should be shared. Do you guys not want the video to be shared with everyone? I'm curious. If you went on my Cash App and sent me $1 or something and said, hey, can you talk about this? Do you want me to just make that video for you? Are you part of the LGBTQ community? I mean, yeah, I am. Now what? Yeah. Now what? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? Yeah. Now what? What does that do? Do you still have to cut weight from time to time? If so, how do you go about it? Ooh, nutrition. I think you have to understand calories. Oh man, that's yeah, nutrition. Nutrition is a big thing. If you wanna lose weight, dieting, like knowing how, like eating, working out more than what you're intaking in your body. You need to cut out sugar. Oh my gosh, you would be so shocked how much sugar is like destroying and putting weight on your body, and how much sugar is inside of anything that's not water. It's crazy. So that's one thing. Go to the sauna. I go to the sauna a lot. You know, um, that's huge. Someone says, "What does it mean to have an unbreakable mindset?" I would say, I if you could scroll back to the beginning where I really, really talked about it, and an unbreakable mindset to me is a man who understands, or woman who understands their purpose and they are unwavering. A best example, one of my favorite moments, like, oh, this is such a great example, was Thanos. Thanos from the Avengers. Uh, there was this theory. If you go, I don't know, I mean, spoiler alert. Thanos loses, but if you go to the movie and you sit back and you watch, um, in the first movie in Infinity Wars Part One, Thanos was unbeatable. Okay, he was unbeatable. That's because Thanos understood his purpose. Okay, he you could not take this man off his purpose, and that's how he was able to beat the Avengers. But they said the reason why Thanos lost was because in part two, so the original Thanos won, but they're fighting a younger version of a Thanos who was still on his purpose. There was this part when Thanos said, he told, I think it was Tony Stark, I can't remember. He said, "I'm gonna destroy this planet. I'm gonna destroy everything. Like I'm wiping out everything from existence." They said that when Thanos changed his mindset from trying to save the universe to trying to destroy the universe is why he lost. And it's not it hasn't been confirmed, but that right there was just so groundbreaking to me because I said that's kind of true. So to me, an unbreakable mindset is you finding your purpose and submitting yourself to that purpose and never faltering, never wavering. That to me is what makes like a man, a masculine entity. And when I say masculine entity, it could be a woman. I think career driven women are also in their masculine. So anyone that's career driven that wants to be in their masculine, when you submit yourself to your purpose and you do not waver off of your principles that you have set. Like, so, for example, if you train getting up in the morning, like for me, I gotta wake up at like 5 in the morning to go to the sauna, go to Muay Thai. Like to me, I know what I need to do. I need to get better. That's an unbreakable mindset. I know what I have to do. You get what I'm saying? So to me, that's an unbreakable mindset. If you want me to go more in depth, just scroll the video back and you'll see that. Let me see. Someone said, "Thank you for taking my question." Thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate that. Someone said I look like a rainbow. I mean, I guess kind of wearing black. Yeah, back in the day, this is a tangent. Trolls used to be creative. Trolls used to be creative. Who remembers the Modern Warfare days when people were talking trash in the comment sections? The trolls used to be, oh my gosh, it used to be so good. I bet, yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, trolls they used to really like make you angry, but then it's like, oh, all right. So let me see. Just started jujitsu. What weighted workouts would you personally recommend? What do you mean by that? Someone said Sean Strickland posted something with regard to that. Kind of like purpose is more important than happiness, but I think he explained it poorly. Sean Strickland is an interesting man. I've seen like I don't think you should go to Sean Strickland for eloquently explain details, but he is. I'm not gonna discredit him because I agree with that. I think your purpose is your purpose. Well, no, because your purpose would bring you happiness. I would say because that's when some people say money can't buy happiness. I believe the reason why money can't buy happiness is because maybe that person is not on their purpose. That's why you can't buy your purpose. You need to work for your purpose. So it's really interesting. Yeah, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you said keep doing you, bro. F the trolls. Been following you for a minute. You were part of my motivation to get into jiu-jitsu a year ago. Man, there's a lot of people that told me that I got into jiu-jitsu. You know, I, I'm happy I'm happy you got into it. I'm happy that I got a lot of people into jiu-jitsu. There's so many things that I'm trying to do. Like, now doing Muay Thai, and I'm hearing people telling me that I am getting them into Muay Thai. And I'm like, damn, it feels good though. I love it. I love all that stuff. Happiness comes as a result of fulfilling that's how I know it's time to get off. Happiness comes as a result of fulfilling your purpose. I believe that. I believe that. I truly believe that. Once you fulfill your purpose, and yeah, no, that you say it right, Christopher. I have nothing to say about that. I found that my purpose is apparently my friend's therapist. Sure, glad to help, but it's exhausting. I no, I believe. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. Um, that's not your purpose. That's your duty. It's a difference. It's a difference. You feel that that's your duty. Your purpose, you don't get tired of it. You don't get tired of your purpose when you're working towards it. But you can't get tired of your duty. So that's why you probably you gotta change your mindset. That's just your duty that you're doing right now. But your purpose is something that you personally like, that someone won't see it. They'll be like, why are you doing that? And you're like, well, it makes me happy. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna stop until this is completed or accomplished. So duty and purpose are two different things. I'm very happy you said that, because now I'm gonna put that in my notes of writing that down. Someone said, "How long have you been doing Muay Thai?" I've only been doing Muay Thai for 5 months. Go look at my videos. I've been getting really good. How long until you can spar for Muay Thai? I jumped into sparring like that week, like the first week, because I was getting ready for a MMA fight, and then I just started sparring that week. So I, I don't know. It depends on the gym. I jumped in the first week of doing Muay Thai. Do you do hard sparring in Muay Thai? I have two or three times. I've had some hard sparring in Muay Thai. I think like if you look closely, there's like a mark. I got like punched like boink. I was like, oh, I didn't like that, But the clinch is fun. I'd rather one thing about me is if you get that close to me, I'd rather take you down. That's just me. It's so funny. I suck at the clinch because in my mind I'm like, no, get off of me. I don't want to grapple. I came to strike. But no, okay. I suck at the clinch because I can't take you down. It's weird. It's weird. If you go look at my first Muay Thai fight, it's on here. Just type, I think, Smitty'Wit Muay Thai fight. I got my ass whooped, but the dude beat me in the clinch because I couldn't take him down, and I felt his strength. I remember in the beginning of the fight, you see me rush at him, and I like punched him and I grabbed him, and I felt that I could take him down, but I was just like, you can't take the. I just gotta knee you, like, so my clenching needs to get better, but whatever. Someone said I had a purpose in the army. That too was exhausting. I just got too old. They made me get out. I'm telling you, I think duty and purpose is two different things. I believe that duty and purpose is two different things. I think you are a man that is good for being, a workhorse and, being on your duty, but maybe you haven't quite found your purpose quite yet. And don't worry, I think never mind your starting time. You can always find it. Hey, have a good night, YouTube chat. Take care. Yes, I'm about to hop off real soon anyway. I'm on overtime, over Steam, but you guys are saying some good stuff right now. So I'm just like, all right, let me just keep talking right quick. What is your advice for a white belt who's going through the phase of doubt? Constantly asking yourself, am I getting better? How do you overcome that mental barrier? I think I talked about mentality at the beginning of this video, but I briefly, not even briefly, I went in depth, but I'm gonna briefly talk about confidence. It's kind of funny. Last week actually, so if you watch all my jiu-jitsu videos, you know, it looks great. Last week though, I couldn't get one single submission. It pissed me off. I was like, what is going on? Like some people that I usually like dominate, they weren't beating me, but they were surviving and it was irritating me. I actually like started doubting myself for a second. I was like, is everyone starting to catch up with you? And that's fine if they are, because that makes me want to rise to the top. But the point of me bringing that up is that confidence is a muscle that you have to work on. So if you're doubting yourself, usually, the saying goes, when you're about to get blessed, it gets hard before you're about to get like blessed greatly. So that's the resistance. You need to keep pushing forward, and maybe you need to start studying, because that's what I started doing. Like I started locking in. The moment if something gets too hard and too difficult, that actually means that there's something you don't know. There's something that you're lacking mentally. So you need to start studying and developing a strategy to get around whatever you're having trouble with. So that's probably a lack of studying, and maybe strength. Maybe you need to go to the gym, get stronger, but there's something that you're lacking, and you need to stop saying that the outside is stopping me. It's the inside that's stopping me. There's an old African proverb, and I'm about to paraphrase and butcher it. You could probably look it up. It says, it was something like we can't lose. How did that damn thing go? It was like there there's no enemy. The only enemy that can conquer us is from within. Something like that. I know I'm gonna be chilling in my bed and I'm gonna look it up and I'm like, Smitty, you said that completely wrong. But basically, like, the enemy outside cannot conquer us if we are not shackled within. It's something cold. It's a cold ass one. But basically, there's something you're lacking inside. You need to go study or something. You need to study, go lift some weights. But your doubt is because you haven't been preparing yourself enough. So I literally, I hate when I do that. I went on a tangent. I'm sorry, dog. That felt like a lecturing yap. I am a yapper. That shit is so funny to me. I am such a yapper. This is why I'm good for a live stream, because I get the yap. Um, yeah, I know I prefer like sparring, but it gets hard depending on your sparring partners. Me, I play too damn much. That's my problem. Like there are people who come to try to knock my head off, but I start playing around. There's this one dude in the gym. He is like he kind of tries too hard, but now with me, specifically with me, he plays with me a lot. And I get so much good like feedback from him, like learning how to slip properly and stuff. But at first he came trying to knock my block off. But I think it was one day I was just playing. Like I don't know, I play too damn much. So it's kind of like hard to like get serious with me. And so this is kind of like I might talk about this one of these days, but the reason why I play a lot is because I'm trying to keep my mind free. Okay, this is like, oh, this probably will be tomorrow's topic, but I like to keep my mind. I feel like a tense mind blocks your creativity. This is why I play too damn much. This is why I like to act like a kid. This is why I wear Spider-Man suits, because I am trying to not take myself serious, and it allows me to open my mind and be creatively free. So that's also the other guy I was talking to. Your doubt, you have a tense mind. Okay, like you can't lift weights. Like imagine you're about to rack the weight or something or push it, and you're already tense. Like, bro, relax before you need to save your damn energy until it's actually time to push. So I think a tense mind really can hamper your growth if you're tense. You need to relax. You need to stop taking yourself so damn serious, you know? So that's another thing I wanted to talk about. That's gonna be another. Oh my gosh, there's so many things I want to explain to you guys. I probably need to make a book or something, but whatever. Let me get out my yap session. Someone said thanks for talking with your fans. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Um, to me, it's fun to unbalance your. Oh my god, I love sweeps. I love sweeps. I've been practicing on sweeps so much, and I'm so sad. I did a Muay Thai sweep yesterday in Jiu-jitsu. I did, and the camera was not rolling. I was like, oh my gosh, because that was gonna be a whole. That was gonna be like showing how Muay Thai, like my practice of Muay Thai, has translated to Jiu-Jitsu and how they both connect. I did like a Muay Thai sweep. Like I was going against one of my training partners. I think I swept him, and then I stood up, and he tried to stand up, and I literally just did like a Muay Thai sweep, and it was, and I was like, oh my gosh, was the camera rolling? The camera was not rolling. I was so angry. I was so angry. That hurt my soul actually. I'm from California. Is working at a firefighter is working as a firefighter a good job while trying to pursue MMA 24 hours on 48 hours off? They also wait. Is that a question you're asking me? Is working as a firefighter a good job while trying to pursue MMA 24 hours on 48 hours off? They also work out during their days. Oh, I think that's a question. I mean, Alex Pereira was a mechanic. Alex Pereira was a drunk and a mechanic, and I, I mean, like, but what more can you say? I don't think like if you can find time to train, go right ahead. But like being a firefighter, I'm quite sure there's some type of ungodly strength that you have from working firefighters, as a firefighter. But I don't know. That's all I can say. Alex Pereira was a mechanic. That enough said. And that man's a UFC fighter, a UFC champion. When there is no, and oh my gosh, Johnny, thank you. That was bothering me. Okay, so here's the African proverb: when there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. When there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. Thank you. On my Instagram, I said, if you go on my Instagram, Smitty'Wit, I'm on everything. I'm on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, YouTube, of course. I posted a poem because I like to write poems. It said, "Be patient with yourself," and that's something I tell myself. That's my self talk. I believe if you talk to yourself, by the way, that's actually good. You need to talk to yourself. You need to like you. It's this. I don't know how to explain this. This is about to sound really, really crazy, but you are not you, but you're you. Does that make sense? So you have to talk to you to hype yourself up. Okay. So if you are not doing the best of your abilities that you know you could do, you need to tell yourself, hey, like we're not doing good. It's okay. Like, like give yourself time. Be patient with yourself. When there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do you no harm. Okay? You need to look at yourself like a video game character. When you play these damn video games, right? And your character's level 1, you don't get mad because your character can't do the nice little cool stuff or have the cool skins. You're like, oh, it's okay. When I get there, I will get whatever I'm trying to do. It's the same thing. Real life is this life is a simulation. It's a video game. I don't care what no one says. Like, shit, like, let me see. Do you think you have learned more with that playing spar? Yes. Yes, I've learned more playing sparring than hard sparring. I have learned way more play spar than hard spar. Way more. Because I this is also why I go against white belts sometimes. Because a lot of it's so funny. Like, people criticize me. You're like, oh, you go against these guys that are white belts. They're not all white belts. Some of these guys are actually like higher belts than me. I just outsmarted them in that clip. But the reason why I do like going against white belts is because I like to experiment. When you're playing around and you experiment, that's why I've done some of the coldest stuff in competition, because I learned that from playing around. So I think, yeah, play around. That's an awesome concept or mentality, bro. I can't say you look. Yeah, man. Khalil Roundtree also had problems with substance abuse. Okay. California, I imagine you sparred with Mexican people. I'm from Mexico, but I don't live in the USA. I live in, oh yeah, my one of my best training partners was, yeah, one of my best training partners was like full on Mexican. Like when I was doing boxing, straight Mexican, like proud Mexican, you know. So yeah, there's a lot of Mexicans I've trained with. Actually, yeah, there's a bunch of Mexicans. I think some of my Muay Thai guys that I've been training with, like it's like three or four of them, they're Mexicans and best training partners. I think when you have um like I'm talking about like the food, food, like them Mexicans. You know, I know I hope that didn't sound racist, but you know, I'm Cali dude. You know, like they're stereotypes. But the food, like you know, like the cardigan, or is it a cardigan? You know, like the checker, like them type of Mexicans. When you have them and you train with them type of Mexicans, like those are the best training partners. Those are the best training partners. What job would you recommend while training? I mean, anything that pays the bills, to be honest. I mean, like that's me personally. Like, if you don't have to work and you train good, you know, like that's the whole goal. That's the skill set that we're trying to get to. It's the sense of self. I believe you and your sense of self are two different things. Yes, I love you guys. Y'all coming for me tonight. Y'all helping me out. Yeah, sense of self. Like you are not you, but you're you. So you need to talk to you. Like you need to have a conversation with yourself. This is why I believe some people say be bored. Like learn how to be bored by yourself, because you get to learn yourself. You know, you get to. Some people do not. You know what's crazy? I hope I'm not talking about you specifically. Some people don't have an inner monologue voice. I'm like, what? Some people don't hear their own voice. You know, like talk to yourself. You know, like learn yourself. Like learn certain things. Like come to terms with yourself. I don't know, man. You know, I don't know. Someone said I just started my jiu-jitsu journey, second full week, and this is true with me. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Sometimes I talk to myself as if I was talking to a close friend. I wanted to do, yeah, bro. I'm telling myself. Sometimes I'm like, so good. There was this one time. Speaking of sense of self, I went to story time. I'm supposed to be off. I'm supposed to be off. Um, could I? You know what? I have a good story. Can I go get? Is it okay if I go give me some water right quick? Can I go get some water? I'm gonna leave right here. You're gonna just see a little wall. Let me get some water. I want to talk about sense of self. I'm gonna talk about this time where I brutally got high. I'm gonna go break time. Let me go get some water right quick. I want to talk about this, and then I can get off. Huh? We're gonna talk about some sense of self. Sense of self. Alright. So there was this one time. Let me get back. There was this one time. All right. Yeah. Uh, Now I feel like I can go for like 3 more hours because I talk too damn much. That felt great. Okay, so it was this year, I believe. I went to this block party. It was like for influencers or something. Thank God it wasn't Diddy's mansion because I would have got taken advantage of. Too dark, too soon, too soon. Um, and I was. They had all these vendors for marijuana or whatever. So I like they were like, hey Smitty, like take this. So I was just like trying different. like weeds. Some people say they could taste different weeds or whatever. I was just being nice, so I was just like, you said the steel chair from my door comment. Yeah, I was just being nice. Like, I was like, oh, this is nice. It's okay. I'm gonna try this marijuana. I hit this gravity bong, okay, and I wish I didn't get high because as I kept going into the block party, they had like this like as you go deeper into it, there was like this whole strip club happening in the back, and you know Smitty has his vices, and I love strippers. So I don't. It's let me explain. See, now y'all starting to really get personal with Smitty. I don't trick on strippers. I talk to them, and they trick on me, if that makes sense. But they had this little stripper pole in the back, and it was just so nice. But I got so high. I I have never been that high in my life. Like everything was just delayed. Like it was so bad. Like I was like, bro, I didn't even know where I was at. And the girl that I was with that invited me there, um, like I was trying to follow her, but oh my god, I have it in my phone, and maybe I might make a whole story for it or something where I show you guys. I have every footage of what happened, but I don't have when I was high. I mean, how do you show when you're high? But anywho, what happened was I ended up sitting somewhere and I felt like I had to throw up. I actually started panicking in a way. Like I started panicking. And what got me out of that situation was I started talking to myself. I told myself, because I was sitting there in the cut and I was thinking to myself, I said, oh my gosh, I know this is about to sound so stupid, but you guys are starting to get to know Smitty. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a bunch of bad bitches around here. There's a bunch of baddies. I don't want to be that guy that threw up. I was like, there's so many like cute women here. Like, what if you run into like I don't want to be known for that guy that influenced. Oh, Smitty threw up. Like, I was like, oh shit. I was like, I don't want to throw up. I was like, I gotta get to my car. I gotta get to my car. I was like, but I don't know where I'm at. Like, I'm zoned out. And there was one part I remember in my brain, and I know this sounds really stupid, but this actually goes into this thinking is going to tie into martial arts. There was a part of my brain where I was able to actually think properly. Like it was like right here. It's hard to explain. Like I felt it like right here. And I literally it was a very clear mind, and it said, "You're Smitty'Wit." It was just that word. You're Smitty'Wit. I was like, I'm just high as hell. And I always tell myself, you're a tactician. That means like you don't always have the best strategies, but if you put me in the situation, like let's say I'm the type of person that if we end up in a natural disaster, I'm the best person to be with because I will come up with a plan on the fly. That's the type of person I am. If something happens, I'm the person that'll get you out really quickly. Like I'm an escape artist. Like I'm that type of person. If like what do we do? I'm the person you talk to. So it was like you're a tactician. That's called tactics. So strategy is the overall plan. Tactics is how to deal with something at this moment. I consider myself a tactician. I always tell myself that. So those words, you're a tactician. You can get out of this. You have a problem, you can get out of this. So I systematically talked to myself. Like I literally talked to myself and broke down every single problem that was going on. And I managed to talk to myself. Well, I don't even remember how I did this, but I was so high where I walked to my car and I actually found like a cop. Actually, it's so random. Like I found a cop and I explained to him, I'm high. Can you take me to my car? And a cop, and he was like, are you trying to drive? I said, no, I'm trying to sleep. I'm trying to sleep in my car. He's like, oh, okay. And he brought me to my car while high, and I passed out. Woke up the next morning, and I vomited all that stuff out, and yeah, went home and I went to training. I went to training right after that. I'm notorious for that. I'll come to training hungover and stuff, but maybe I got too personal with y'all, but that's self talk. That's the power of self talk. There's another video, that same thought process of you're a tactician. You can get out of this. When the guy, like my super fight, the guy jumped up, he did a flying armbar on me, and this dude literally like had me. He, like I was thinking, you're about to get submitted on a live stream. This is not good. But then some told me like the self talk. You're a tactician. I always tell myself that when I'm inside of a bad position, you're a tactician. You can get out of this. I was like, all right, how do I get out of this? And I just started systematically breaking it down. So self-talk, that's the power of self-talk. That's the whole point. I know, some of the it's funny, but your self-talk, if you know how to talk to yourself, it will get you out of some sticky situations. I don't know if that self talk would have got me out of Diddy's mansion, but luckily I'm not that famous. I think I'd snitch on them if I was if I was I hope I don't get that famous. I'm too open. Just know if I ever get super famous and I'm just like I have like a look on my face and I'm not saying nothing, they cloned me. They cloned me. I'm sorry. Let me look at what you guys said. Have you trained in gi with the blue belt you earned on 10th planet? Wait. Have you trained in a gi with the blue belt you earned on 10th planet? Well, 10th planet, it's no gi, so what are you asking me? So I could properly say that question. By the way, if you guys want me to create a whole video, like a full video on a question that you have, you'll be seeing where I'll be sitting down talking just like this. My Cash App is in my bio. I've seen other creators do this, so I'm doing this as well. My Cash App, Smitty'Wit with two T's, SMITTY. Be like, hey, Smitty, da 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 da, please do this. I don't know. Go ahead. I'll make a whole video on your question. We found Smitty's weakness, strippers. I know what to. Oh yeah, man. I got so many stories about strippers, man. Like it's so funny because when people, I'm a weird person. Like when you hear something, it subverts your expectations. So I know someone's gonna clip it up and you're gonna be like, oh, Smitty like loves strippers and he has a stripper problem. Like no, Smitty likes to talk to strippers, and strippers pay money for Smitty. Like if you have to have the gift of gab. I be seeing a lot of these guys run around, and they don't know how to talk. You need to know how to talk to people. You can get a lot of stuff if you know how to talk. Okay, you know, Smitty has been. I grew up like learning how to get my way, like kind of poor in a way. Like I grew up kind of poor, and I learned how to get my way through talking. So, um, personality is king to me. Me personally, being real, being yourself, not being a facade, like that right there can get you a long way. So, I've talked to, I've randomly found myself in trap houses before where strippers are coming to get the white horse, and like the dealer, I'm sitting right next to the dealer and he's like, why are you there, Smitty? Like, was you trapping? No, that's a whole nother story too. But I've hung out in those places, and I've got to talk to a high abundance of lost women, and I got to find out what makes them tick. So when I go to like these certain areas where they reside at, their place of residency and working, I could literally just talk to them and bring certain things out of them. And I'm like that with people. I mean, you guys are sitting here listening to me talk. Like there's no music playing. You see what I'm saying? Like you gotta know how to talk to people. You get impressionable. Learn. Be real. Smitty's tangenting again. There goes Smitty doing his thing. Someone's like, you cannot allow yourself to fumble. I can't allow myself to fumble the baddies, bro. Oh my gosh. It was so many. Oh, it was so many baddies there. It was this one Asian chick. I'll never see her again in my life. If you're ever at a um like at an event and you see a bad chick, bro, just go talk to her. Just go talk to her. You're never gonna ever see her again. Just if or maybe like maybe you're at the gym. No, 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 don't do that. If you're at the gym, do not go talk to a girl. Okay, you focus on yourself. You know, don't shit where you eat or don't eat where you shit. Like like don't do that. But if you're at a grocery store, you know how they say the worst she could say is no. You forget that, because there's a lot of things that she could say worse than no. But you're never gonna see that person again. So that's how build up your confidence. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, man, there was some baddies there. I didn't want to throw up in front of them girls. That would have been so embarrassing. And you wanna know what's so sad? Someone said last time she said ill. I think the worst that ever happened to me was a girl like just like I think it was ill. I would have to think about that. What was the worst rejection I ever had? I can't. I don't know. That. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. There was at this point I'm just kicking back talking to you guys. There was this at that same spot that I got super high at. I'm so mad because there was some content that could have went viral. They had these girls wrestling in oil, but like no, they're bikini wrestling. I don't know if they were butt naked or not because I was high. I didn't get to see that part. But I'm sure I could have finessed my way in there where I could have been wrestling with the girls in oil. I'm sure. I'm sure I could have did that. I was just too high, but that would have been fun. That would have been some viral content. You just randomly see me at a random like event, some like event, and I'm wrestling with a bunch of girls in oil. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. Oh, I forgot. I'm supposed to be gay. I need to get off this before I get canceled. Just admire her beauty respectfully. Yeah, you can do that. Eres realmente sorprendente. Maria, I'm sorry. You said you are real. I am butchering that. I studied some Spanish. Now, guys, if you do see a cute girl, you can admire her beauty. You can just admire her beauty. That's cool too. You can do that too. You ain't gotta talk to every girl. You don't wanna ruin your chances. Don't you know, I know we're animals, but we don't have to always be animals. We would be like Smitty is having. Ah, man, are you a bottom? What's the difference? I mean, I have a gay train, not gay trainer, a gay training partner. There we go. He's like one of our training partners is gay, and he explained to me these things. What isn't the top the which one is the bottom? We are getting in like the weird part, the weird side of the Smitty universe. Isn't the bottom like the guy who I don't know the difference? See, I don't see. Well, I'm supposed to be gay, but I don't know what the fuck that is. She said you're really wonderful. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, always have an open mind. Well, that sounded crazy. I need to get off. Y'all got any more questions? Y'all got any more questions? I play too damn much. After talking about top and bottom, I'm like, yeah, you have to have an open mind. Y'all should see me when I'm drunk. All right, so if it's 10:15, it's actually still pretty early for me. Last questions? Any questions before I hop off? This is a great stream. It's a great stream. Did you ever have to pay to join your comps? At first, yeah, at first, but not really. Drink stream for 100K. That would be fun. I I'll wait till it gets a little bit more lit, where the chat is going crazy, and then I'll drink during the stream. I actually what I might do, but I don't know if I'll be able to manage that. I would love to go to one of these events that I go to and live stream, but when I start, if you see me start smoking and start drinking, I become the worst cameraman. I'm about to have fun. Like I'd probably have to have someone following me and recording. I don't know, but would you be down for spitting in a dude's mouth? No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm sorry. Mm-mm. I that doesn't turn me on. I'm sorry. I I'm sadistic, but I don't like that. The only thing I do this is submission. Like, that even sounds that sounds wild. Jiu-jitsu, submissions. I love that. Spitting in a dude's mouth. I'm not a dominatrix, man. Or whatever they call them things. It's almost it's time to get out. How do you deal with people in jiu-jitsu that are super aggressive, that are new? Ooh, makes sense at your level. I'd expect you to get invites. Yep. Let me answer this question before I hop off. How do you deal with people in jiu-jitsu that are super aggressive, that are new? Well, first off, if you do not have the ability to finesse their strength, so if they're coming at you aggressive, you should be able to. I know it's like this wax on, wax off bullshit. Like they go hard, you go soft, but you should be able to do that. If you don't have the ability to control that situation, do not roll with them. They're just gonna get you injured. If like have confidence in telling someone no. There's power in telling people no. Like, no, bro. Like, I got injured last time dealing with you. Like, I can't deal with you right now. Nah, not today. I can't deal with you today. They'll get pissed off, but oh well, they'll be in their mind. Now they know, Like, don't feel bad about telling people no. There's this one person. Actually, this. Can you guys see that? This. Let me tell this story. It was way worse a couple of weeks ago. It was like, ugh, it was gross. There was this guy. He's really hard to submit in the gym, and I submitted him. I did like one of my back steps. He's really strong as shit too, but I finessed him and got and I had him in a leg lock, and he didn't want to tap, and everyone told him like, bro, tap, because his knee was like turning. It was crazy, and he finally tapped. So this guy gets angry, right? And he starts going really, really, really hard. So what did I do? I just started tapping early. Like he would get me in like his position, tap early, because I didn't want to be a bitch and just get up and like, all right, I don't want to roll no more. But I should have did that. I should have said, bro, you're doing too much, because I did tell him mid roll. I was like, you're kind of because he cut me, and I was like, bro, you're going a little bit too hard. And he's like, no, I'm not. And I was like, all right, bro. So every time we got into a position, I just tapped early. He's like, why are you tapping early? I said, because you're going too hard, you know. And I after that situation, when I saw like this cut, I had realized that even someone like me who has like I could have matched his energy, but why? We're training, But I realized that I should have just got up and said no. I should have just said, nah, I'm done. Even though I submitted him, I should have just got up and said no. So if you're going to get someone that's really, really aggressive, bro, just no. Just stop, okay? Just don't deal with that. Like, just get up, go somewhere else, forget that. Even like, don't even trust black belts. Like, someone was just telling me that they got injured by a black belt. Like, what? Like, so if someone specifically is hurting you, do not roll with them. And when they come to you, reject the roll. Like, nah, I'm sorry. Well, they're gonna get irritated, but it's either you're out for 3 months and paying for your own medical bills, or you tell them no. That's the way I see it. So that's why I have a knot on my forehead from his foot. I'm telling you, I have a coach in high school who was kind of a bully. He was at Paul Harris's gym. Oh, golly, poor you. He'd always choke us out rolling. He did always take us out to an expensive dinner after that. I mean, maybe he was just a hard ass, He had leg kicked me while I was cleaning the windows. I mean, that might be just tough love or some weird stuff going on. But yeah, basically to answer your question, don't roll with anybody that's rolling too hard. Like, or no. Like sometimes you know, you want to roll with the hard folks, but if they're going too aggressive and you cannot control that, don't roll with them. Don't do it. All right. So what else? Any more questions? Because now the stream, I have way went over this. Went over. Let me think. It was really. I'll give you guys a little bit more time. I'll give you guys a little, like 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Or 10 seconds now. But let me see. Maybe if someone says something within 10 seconds, I need to get off. Sorry, 10:22. Great stream. And boom. All right. So you guys, please like up the stream right now. Like it up, like it up, like it up. And I will try. The goal is to try to stream every day. And that's my goal. I want to do it for an hour. But we'll try it. We'll try. I will try. Don't hold me to it. But I'll try to stream at least an hour a day because I want that. I want to get a little closer to my fans. I do not like. There's this weird thing that people think I'm this cocky. Well, I am cocky, but they think I'm like this. I don't know what the hell they think. They think I'm something. But I think I need to build up a solid team of people that know how I actually am. Because my training partners love me. That's why I'm able to record in the gym. But I feel like there's a disconnect between me and my fans. So I believe just me doing just shorts is not enough. So I want to start doing some live streams. Guys, y'all can go check out me talking about my main video. I think it said smoking and martial arts. That's, I'm trying to get more personable. So that's about it. A few words of encouragement. Okay, submit yourself to your purpose. I need you guys right now to start thinking of your purpose in life that makes you happy. There's a difference between duty and purpose, like fulfilling, like paying your bills. That's duty. It's not fun, but you need to do it. But your purpose is the true happiness that the universe put you here for, something that you feel like that would fulfill you. Okay, find your purpose, develop the hustler's mentality. Hustler means the ability to go get. That's what hustler means. And if a magician conjures up magic, a hustler conjures up confidence. Confidence is something, it's a muscle that you need to build every day. So I need you guys to figure out your purpose right now. Figure out what makes you happy. And we'll talk about it tomorrow on the next stream. That's what we're going to do. Bye, bye, bye. So you guys take care and have a good night.